After all the rumors and all the anticipation for the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match, we finally got our answers and we finally got our directions, or at least some of them, for this year's Road to WrestleMania. Guys, I am Jack Henry. This is the Jack Henry Show. This is my 2023 Royal Rumble review. What'd you guys think? Right? What did you guys think about last night's pay-per-view? My first reactions, guys, are this. It was okay. There was nothing about tonight's show that really made me jump out of my seat in awe. I'll be honest with you guys. There were spots and moments where, Edge coming out in the Royal Rumble. That was awesome. With Beth Phoenix and Judgment Day, that was awesome. The Brock Lesnar and Lashley and Gunther, that interaction, that was awesome. Gunther, from number one all the way to the end. And basically having Gunther and Cody Rhodes basically have a one-on-one match for the last, 5-10 minutes, however long they went. That was awesome. Booker T. That was awesome, man. That was a big surprise, and I really, really enjoyed that. Like I said, Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns was the best match of the night. Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, good match. But again, what are we doing with Alexa Bliss coming out of this? We still don't know. And, if I'm a betting man, I think we're going to get Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and I'm all here for that. So, and then finally, guys, we also got the Mountain Dew sponsored Pitch Black match. And we'll go over all of that. All the matches. We're going to talk about it. We're going to basically just recap it. Okay, that's all this video is going to be. So, first of all, the venue, the stadium looked and sounded fantastic. Over 51,000, I think, is the number that I remember off the top of my head. I don't have any notes here. This is all just off the top. Again, it looked great. It felt great. It was a little different in the fact that, there wasn't some... And I actually kind of like this, now that I think about it. There was not, usually WWE goes all out with these big panels, right? The big jumbotrons that have all the graphics and all the logos and imagery. Tonight there was a very small little, stared look to one side, just kind of block. I mean, it wasn't too tall, wasn't too long. It was a nice, they entered out and there was a nice sharp turn and it just kind of curved with them. I thought that was nice. And then obviously the ramp was long. They had one turn and then off to the the final dash it was. But hey, when WWE does these pay-per-views and these big stadiums like this, sometimes, you just expect a massive background stage, but sometimes it's refreshing to really pack it in and have a little smaller set and have fans really kind of right on top of you when you come out. I kind of like that when they do that every once in a while. But they started off hot. The Men's Royal Rumble match was the first match on tonight's show. And immediately when they announced the men's match was up first, I threw my Dwayne Johnson pick right out the window because I knew Dwayne Johnson was not going to be in the opening match of the show. Unless he had a flight to catch at 10 o'clock, whatever it was. But unfortunately, my pick of The Rock did not end up happening. Obviously, you guys know Cody Rhodes is your 2023 Royal Rumble winner. He is going to WrestleMania in the alleged main event. overall thoughts, guys, on this match. Look, I've seen worse Royal Rumble matches. Okay, do we all remember the Roman Rumble, right? Where Roman Reigns literally defended his WWE Championship. Do we all remember I think I mentioned it on my preview and prediction show, the Royal Rumble, where, everybody wanted Daniel Bryan and they revolted when Batista won it. And then the following year when Roman Reigns won it and the Rock actually helped him out, afterwards to win. Those were terrible. This was not terrible. I just think that the decision to put Cody Rhodes at number 30 was terrible. I don't know why. If I was WWE, I would have really, honestly, man, I would have just done Cody Rhodes at, 21, let's say. And then, if you're not going to bring back The Rock, obviously they didn't, and any other, whatever big names. I mean, yes, Edge returned tonight, but, obviously, Booker T, he's not wrestling full-time, obviously. But it just, to me, when we got Logan Paul at 29, it came off as this is getting, predictable, like the unpredictability was still, out there. I think when we got, in the low 20s, right? 22, 23, 24, it's still like, wow, Gunther's still in there. Rollins is still in there. What's going on type of deal. But I just felt like the longer we went without seeing Cody Rhodes, the more predictable this Rumble match became. Because obviously we knew Cody Rhodes was still yet to come. So when Logan Paul came out at 29, I'm just thinking to myself, well, what that takes away, one of the best things, and I'll be honest, WWE, not every year they hit on this, obviously, but in my opinion, one of the most exciting moments of the year is in the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches. Who draws number 30? Is it a debuting superstar? Is it a returning superstar? Is it, John Cena heading into WrestleMania 28 returns, months ahead of schedule when that place erupted and there was the famous Jim Ross call on that. And Triple H looks like he just saw, a ghost. I just felt like tonight WWE got in the batter's box and they watched that pitch come right down the barrel of the gun and they stood there and watched it go by. Like, in the men's match, by the time we got to Cody Rhodes, there was no one left in the building or watching this pay-per-view who probably thought it was anyone other than Cody Rhodes, and I don't like that. Nia Jax. Listen, I don't mind Nia Jax, but I know she's not going to main event WrestleMania. So why have her at number 30? No Naomi. Anyway, I'm getting too ahead of myself on the women's match, but the men's match, it had its moments. There were times where, I'll be honest with you guys, I was kind of snoring through this thing. Once we got away from Gunther and Sheamus. When it was Gunther and Sheamus, I'm like, okay, you know what? This is interesting. This is, I think it was Michael Cole or Corey Graves. Someone said it, but this was a, possible match of the year, over at Clash at the Castle. This is a, potential match of the year. We have these two guys. So I like that, but once we started to get, everyone in there, the New Day and their antics and the Miz, and he didn't stay very long, and, Gargano was in there. I'm not going to go through everyone in their order that they came in, but, I'm just kind of sitting on my couch watching this. But as soon as Brock Lesnar entered in this thing, you could just feel the heat in the room went from about a 3 out of 10, and it skyrocketed. I mean, when Brock Lesnar came in, him and Gunther, and then right after, Lesnar, I think, was Lashley right after, and Lesnar comes in there, and he's suplexing Drew, he's suplexing Sheamus, and he's eliminating guys left and right. And that is when I really started to get into this match. So, we had the big Lesnar and Lashley, spot. We had Booker T, which was probably the surprise of the night. I love that. I love that. And you know what? Hey, all Booker did, he came in, got a couple shots in, hit the spin-a-rooney, and was sent home. And you know what? I mean, looking back at it, sure. Again, believability. I would have liked to see Booker T maybe last another 5 minutes just to make it come off as he actually cares to be in this match, because he came in, did a couple spots, hit the spin-a-rooney, and was out. So to me, it's one of the best things about this match was seeing Booker T hit the spin-a-rooney in the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble match. So, and then, we obviously got Logan Paul in there. Logan Paul, dude, listen. There's going to be people that never, ever, ever, unfortunately, get on board with Logan Paul. That's just going to be the reality of the situation. This dude, I don't know if they ask him to do this or if he comes up with these ideas on his own. But I'm gonna say it right here. Logan Paul will be the first ever non-active, brought up in the wrestling business talent to win the WWE World Championship. I really feel that way, guys. I just think that this dude, every time that we see Logan Paul, this dude shows up. He shows up. He's never had a bad match. And I know he hasn't had 20 matches for us to go off of, but whether it's, whether it's tonight and just being in the Rumble and getting the heat that he did and eliminating Seth Rollins and talking back to this dude, if you didn't tell me that this guy was Logan Paul and this was just, Marco whatever, I would think to myself, wow, where'd they find this talent at? I mean, Logan Paul, I'm not saying he needs to be a world champion, but I do think eventually this dude will become more frequent, and I do think this dude will hold world title gold one day. One day. But there was a spot with Logan Paul and Ricochet where they both catapulted each other, off each side of the ring. They jumped into each other, just kind of, cross-bodied each other basically midair. Dude, that was so awesome to watch on TV. I mean, they hit mid-ring. It was just perfect. The sound, it sounded terrible. The crowd was, holy shit. This was fantastic. And again, like I said, there were, the Gunther and Cody Rhodes, that whole last 10 minutes was great. But I'm not a big fan of predictability. And I know I talk all the time, per storyline and this and that, and I understand Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble was probably your best option. But if that is the case, make it, a little bit more unpredictable if that's true. Bring him out at 16. Don't bring him out at 30. I will never understand why they decided to bring Cody Rhodes out at number 30. Now, The only thing that I can think of is WWE played an audible. They finally, whether it was last night, whether it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever, when they knew that they weren't getting Dwayne Johnson, they probably said, look, if we have the men's match in the main event of the show, or really just not in the main event, but post Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens match, the fans were probably going to hijack this match, and they were probably going to, we want Sami Zayn. And that is probably why WWE booked the show in the way that they did. No Dwayne Johnson, and Sami Zayn obviously wasn't even in the Rumble match. So therefore, by default, there was only one real option here, because only one of the three, top choices was even in the match. And we knew that by spot 29 when Logan Paul came out. So, again, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, I'm sure it's going to sell itself. But look, they're going to have to get me invested. I'm not just going to look at this and say, yeah, Cody Rhodes, he came back to the WWE and then he got hurt, and Roman Reigns is a big bad guy who needs to get beat. I am not not that you're a simple mind if that's how you feel, but I want a little bit more creativity in my main event storyline going into WrestleMania. So, this is the American Nightmare versus the Tribal Chief. I need to see history of these two play out. The family history of both of these guys. So we'll see, man. We will see what happens. Again, the Rumble match itself for the men's wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best thing that I've seen since sliced bread, right? So Cody Rhodes is your winner. Fantastic ending. Fantastic, spots, like I said, highlighted by Brock Lesnar. And here's the other thing. Did we ever see 30 men compete tonight? I don't think we did. Obviously, Rey Mysterio never made it out with Dominic. And then Baron Corbin, I'm pretty sure he ended up getting into the match. But I could be mistaken. Did Baron Corbin even enter into the match after Brock Lesnar F5? So, your biggest things coming out of the men's match, I'll touch on that real quick. Obviously, it looks like we're going to go full steam ahead with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. Now, how do you keep these men apart from each other until April? That's going to be key. You better find a way to suspend Brock Lesnar, because I do not want to see this match at the Elimination Chamber. I do not want to see this match anytime in between. Okay? And I don't want to see this, all these moments where there's these big F5s and sneak attacks and spears and hurt locks. I don't want to see that. Keep these two bulls away from each other until April 1st. Edge. Let's talk about Edge and Beth Phoenix real quick. Oh, I do want to say something. So Edge came out and Edge returned, and I think that was a pretty big surprise. Other than Booker T, that was probably your biggest pop of the night. Edge comes out and really just lays waste to the Judgment Day, eliminates all three. Priest, Finn, and Dom. So, in the end, though, Edge is going to eliminate Dom. Well, actually, maybe Edge didn't end up eliminating Dom. Edge went to eliminate Dom, and I think Finn and Damian and Rhea pulled Edge, maybe not Rhea at this point, but two of them pulled Edge out and eliminated Edge. And then Edge, obviously he wasn't finished. He chased him all the way to the back. Rhea hit Edge with a spear, I think, or a big boot, whatever. And Beth Phoenix came out, and we had Beth Phoenix help Edge. She delivered a spear to Rhea. And I shouldn't say this is funny because, I'm sure this guy legitimately got injured, and I'm sure he was legitimately in some pain. But there was a dude, once Beth speared Rhea, there was a dude in a blue suit who came out and he sprinted to break it up, but you could visibly see about 2 or 3 steps, out after he got from back. He just started hobbling, and this dude, you could tell, he blew an ACL, he pulled a hammy, he twisted an ankle, because this dude immediately started to limp. He immediately was kind of looking down at his leg, and he got right back to Gorilla, and got off camera view. I feel bad for that guy. But at the same time, I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't, notice that and was kind of like, ooh, man, like that's unfortunate. But I did kind of laugh. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, and that's it. I mean, Cody Rhodes and Roman, Lesnar and Lashley, and we're probably going to get Edge and Finn Balor, at WrestleMania. That's probably what we're going to get. So, now, after the men's Royal Rumble match, we got our pitch black match. I'm going to keep this nice and easy for you guys. I did not like this. Pitch black to me, I guess I need to go back and learn my definitions, because when I am told a pitch black match, the first thing that comes to my mind is not, hey, we're going to not make it pitch black. We're going to put black lights out, and we're going to paint everything neon or fluorescent lighting, whatever it is. I did not like it. It was not, cinematic at all. Again, I told you guys on my preview and prediction show, I said, if this doesn't hit, Bray Wyatt to me it's done. And by the time this match started, I got up, I put my pizza in the oven, my beautiful bacon, sausage, pepperoni, what else I have? Onion, a little bit of sharp cheddar and mozzarella. Beautiful pizza. Onion chives, by the way, not white onion tips. The match was over. By the time I got up, made my pizza, dressed it, put it in the oven, and got back, I saw about 2 minutes of this match. Now, I heard the whole thing going on, and I waited to start my pizza, journey until after the match started, because I wanted to see okay, what is this, how is this match going to play? But once I saw what it was, and I'm like, oh, this is basically a match with neon lighting. And I just didn't like it, man. And you know what? Look, Bray Wyatt looked fantastic. The match looked awesome. Bray Wyatt's face paint looked awesome. When he put that mask on or whatever happened there at the end, it looked awesome. His eye contacts looked great. But especially with Bray Wyatt, we know that this guy is a supernatural. There is an extra element to this guy. There's the funhouse. There's the swamp. There's Sister Abigail. There's the rocking chair. There's all these different whatever about Bray Wyatt. Realities, fantasies, whatever you want to call them. Dimensions of Bray Wyatt. We know about this. We know that he's weird. We expect, you guys remember when him and Randy Orton had that match and there were the maggots and worms that was projected down onto the ring. You remember that? The John Cena match at he had with Bray Wyatt in this cinematic match. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, for me personally, when I come to the table and I'm presented a Bray Wyatt match, feud, storyline, the last thing that I'm going to check off my list is the theatrics. Because I know and I expect great theatrics with a Bray Wyatt match. And that's okay. I mean, that's part of his act. The Uncle Howdy, the lights, the misdirect, all these weird characters. But with that being said, you need to sell me then on the in-ring match. And this was, basically your holiday street fight, your 31st street fight match on Christmas, on New Year's Eve match. This was nothing that made me, go back and really want to rewatch this match. And now at the end, Bray Wyatt gets the win. And at the end, we still don't find out who Uncle Howdy is. And at the end, Bray Wyatt hits the mandible claw on LA Knight. And LA Knight just kind of rolls over to this table. And all of a sudden, you see up above Uncle Howdy. And I don't know why WWE, they switched it to one camera where you could actually see Uncle Howdy, and then they switched it to another camera from like the floor looking up point of view. You could not see Uncle Howdy. You literally could not see this dude. So all of a sudden, Michael Cole is selling this, and I'm like, whatever he's selling, I'm trying to picture out in this smoke, and this, black lights and the smoke. Out of the smoke, off the top of this, building stage, Uncle Howdy dives off, goes through LA Knight, through some big platform, and all you see is like LA Knight's feet just like hanging up out of it. And then from there, you see Bray Wyatt lift up his hands as fire ensues, and you have, the pig, Mercy the Buzzard, Porky the Pig, Mercy the Buzzard, and then whatever else, I think it was the rabbit, was then up where Uncle Howdy was. And I gotta be honest, I'm just tired. Who are these people? Who are these people in this mask? Right? Who is Uncle Howdy? Why in God's green earth did Uncle Howdy jump 20 feet, 20 feet through LA Knight onto the floor? Who is he and why did he do that? I don't know, man. We'll find out in the weeks to come, but personally, this match was a miss for me. Now, Bray Wyatt won. The right man won. But, as you guys know, sometimes the right person winning doesn't equate to the lackluster booking of said individual and said feud. And I think tonight's an example of that. Bray Wyatt gets the win against LA Knight in WWE's first time ever pitch black match. Coming up after Bray Wyatt and LA Knight was the Raw Women's Championship match, Alexa Bliss taking on Bianca Belair. This match was good. Good match. The right person won here. Again, Bianca Belair should be your Raw Women's Champion heading into WrestleMania. Now, whether she wins again this year's WrestleMania, I don't know. However, there is no reason why at this point we should be even remotely thinking about taking the title off of Bianca Belair. So, Bianca Belair, she gets the win here. Great match. At the end of this, though, again, WWE, guys, let me know if I'm the only one who feels this way. But what they are doing with Alexa Bliss, and now she's, she's seeing Uncle Howdy. She's seeing visions of herself or a past life or another multiverse life of her. I don't know. But we've been seeing this and seeing this and seeing this. And I'm so tired of this tease of some kind of big revealing moment. Because, guys, listen, I'll be honest with you guys. Love Bray Wyatt. I love Alexa Bliss. I think those two working, together would be good. It would be a great pairing. But are we really going to sit here and say Bray Wyatt, a former world champion, and Alexa Bliss, a former world champion, are we really going to sit here and say that these two guys are going to be, these two individuals are going to be revealed? It's going to be revealed that they are under the influence of Bo Dallas as Uncle Howdy. Now, I know that's what we've everyone's thought from day one. It's Bo Dallas, Bo Dallas, Bo Dallas. At this point, I hope it is not. Because guess what? Bo Dallas, I think he was a tag team champion. He might have been an intercontinental champion also. But, dude, come on. Are we really going to sit here and believe that two former world champions, multiple world championship reigns, are going to take orders and be put under a spell from Bo Dallas? I'll be honest with you, I certainly don't believe so. So, again, what they are doing with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss and this Uncle Howdy guy, I have no idea, man. And as the weeks draw on for both Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss, I care less and less about what this big reveal is eventually going to be. I'm just being honest. From there, we get the the women's Royal Rumble match. You guys know going into this, I picked Rhea Ripley. That is exactly who won this match. I think it was the right woman for the job. Rhea Ripley has been a staple on this, WWE women's division the last couple of years. She has really taken over as the lead chief and commander of Judgment Day. I mean, we all thought it was Finn Balor. Let me tell you something. To me, the leader of Judgment Day is Rhea Ripley. And I would absolutely book this angle as Rhea is coming after Bianca, and Finn and Damian and Dom, they're going to be right there behind her as she's cutting promos. I mean, because again, this is her stable. Dom, I don't know what they are, and I love that I don't know what they are, but hey, this is Rhea's stable, and what happens moving forward with Rhea. Now look, they might swerve us, and it might be Rhea versus Charlotte Flair Part 2 at WrestleMania. I hope not, man. I really hope that's not what we got in store for Rhea Ripley. But who knows, man? I think Bianca and Rhea is the better match. It's the better, presentation. I don't know, man. I just, as far as the match itself, like I said earlier, there were a couple of moments that were, pretty awesome. But, again, Michelle McCool, she's, one of my all-time favorites. Having her in there, that was awesome. Having the final three come down to, who was it? Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, or not Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and somebody else. Asuka, that's who it was. Asuka was another big part. So that final three, having all three of those women, be on the outside of the, ring. Asuka spit the mist into Liv Morgan's face, blinded Liv Morgan, but then Rhea flipped Asuka off, and then Liv Morgan went to get Rhea out, but she, was blinded from the mist, and then Rhea flipped her over, and Rhea wins. It was a great ending. I will say this. WWE booked this. I mean, Nia Jax coming out at 30 did nothing for me because I did not expect her to win the match. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. But the 30, the entrance at number 30 for both the men's and women matches, I thought were pretty much a letdown. Were pretty disappointing. However, the way that they ended both Rumble matches was fantastic. The Cody Rhodes and Gunther back and forth, their little one-on-one stuff. Now, again, we all knew Gunther wasn't going to win it. I mean, he's currently your Intercontinental Champion, right? And then, obviously, like I said, Asuka, Morgan, and Rhea, those women doing what they did, that was fantastic. So, Rhea Ripley is your winner here. Again, it should be Rhea and Bianca moving forward. I hope that's what we get, but only time will tell. Congratulations to Rhea Ripley, and yes, Rhea was your right choice to win here tonight, coming out of the number one entry. Hey, when Rhea Ripley was the first to come out, I thought to myself, great, like she's either really not going to win it or she's going to really run the course here, man. And she did. She ran the gauntlet and she won the women's Royal Rumble match. Finally, guys, in our main event, we had Roman Reigns taking on Kevin Owens. Match was fantastic. I told you guys yesterday this was going to be the best match of tonight's show. It was exactly that. It delivered. Obviously, there was a lot of back and forth. Spears, powerbombs, super kicks, XYZ. There was no Usos, no Solos. Sami Zayn was the only one who was out there at the time with Roman. Obviously, Paul. But we're going to fast forward right to the end here where, the referee, of course, gets knocked out. And Kevin Owens, of course, hits the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Eventually, though, Sami Zayn does get involved. And he does give Roman Reigns the chair, in aiding in the victory. And Roman Reigns wins here. And after the match is when all of this kind of turns up. Now, we all thought for weeks, for months, that it was going to be the bloodline turning on Sami Zayn. Tonight, it was Sami Zayn turning on the bloodline. I mean, look, man, there was, the Usos and Roman and Solo were just beating the life out of Kevin Owens. I'm talking, this was one of the most hard-to-watch beatdowns that I've seen in WWE in a long time. I'm talking, homeboy was literally handcuffed back, just leaning forward, lifeless body, just getting super kicked, another super kick, and just was getting swaxed, man. If my mom was watching that, she would definitely want me to change the channel. Because she, obviously she doesn't get it like we get it, but it was a beatdown. But it all led up to Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens is just laying there lifeless. And Roman Reigns has a chair, and dude was going for the kill shot with the chair, and Sami Zayn steps in, stops Roman Reigns, and he's basically like, listen, man, you don't got to do this. The job's done. You've made your point. You won the match. Kevin Owens is done. Look at him. He's in a pile of blood and sweat right now and confusion. We don't need to do this. Roman Reigns does, one of these numbers, and he hands out the chair and he says, you do it. You do it. You want to be the old, jokey, jackass, goofball Sami Zayn? Or do you want to be Mr. Relevant? Do you want to be a part of the bloodline? Do you want to be a part of my family? And Sami Zayn, there was one moment, the Usos are hollering and Solo's just, looking menacing and, whatever. And Sami Zayn takes that chair, comes up behind Roman Reigns, i.e. Seth Rollins when he turned on the Shield all those years ago. And he waxed Roman Reigns across the back. And this place, the Alamo Dome, had no ceiling. This place erupted, and the babyface turn, that's what it was. Sami Zayn now has finally turned his back on Roman Reigns. Now, after he did that, he was kind of shocked at what he did, dropped the chair, and was just kind of like, he slowly kind of turned to Jay, and he was like, Jay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry. And then Jimmy Uso pops Sami Zayn with a super kick. Pops him, drops him in a spot, and just starts waylaying on him. And Sami Zayn and Solo and Roman, they just start the ultimate beatdown of Sami Zayn. Rip his shirt off, blasting him multiple times with the chair. There was a spot where Jey Uso, and this was interesting. Roman Reigns turned to Jey Uso as like, why are you not taking part of this beatdown? Why are you standing in the corner like a little man? And he just kind of looks up at Roman, and he just kind of, again, gives him a nasty, confused look, and he walks away. And Corey Graves and Michael Cole and McAfee, they're all sounded as well as he finally, two men in one night have turned their back on the Tribal Chief. And I don't think that's exactly what we got here. I think we're just going right back to how this whole storyline started. Jey Uso is going to be kind of the outlier, the confused. He doesn't know what's right, what's wrong. He put his heart out there for Sami Zayn, and and now he's just in an utter state of probably confusion and a broken heart. So he walks away from the bloodline, and Roman is just disgusted, and he's looking at the fans, and the fans are chanting, F you, Roman, and it's just awesome, man. And he starts picking apart these flowers and just, laying it on Sammy one by one, and this place is booing him out of the building. And there you have it. Sami Zayn officially turned on Roman, but by golly did he pay for it at the end. He got a beat down, Kevin Owens got a beat down, and look, we're going full steam ahead with this WrestleMania season. It will be the Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and it will probably be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania also. Overall, main event was a great, fantastic main event. After it was over, you clearly saw why they booked this show and the way they booked this show and as far as the match order goes. Because, hey, you have this be the opening segment, those fans are going to want Sami Zayn to come out at number 30. Just being honest with you, to get that revenge on Roman. So, overall, was it a great show? No. I'm not going to sit here and say it was a great show. Was it a solid, decent, good show? Yeah, it was. There were, it's the Royal Rumble. There were returns. There were great spots, great moments. Hey, I've never seen Booker T hit the Spinner Rooney live on TV in a ring. So that's first time ever. Like I said, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. Okay? All this are highlights. Edge returning with Beth, all that. Great stuff. Really, the couple of things that I had a big problem with was, what we're doing with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. I really did not enjoy the number 30 entrance of both the men's and women's matches. So yeah, man. Was a good show, wasn't a great show. So, what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think about tonight's show. Let me know what you think about my thoughts and opinions. That will do it for me. As you guys see, Big game tonight. My Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Arrowhead, the Kansas City Chiefs at 6:30 tonight on Sunday. Can't wait, guys. Royal Rumble 2023, that's going to do it for me, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. That's it for me. I'll catch y'all on the next time. Peace out. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video right here on my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed what I talked about in this video, go ahead and click that like and leave a comment down below. To stay up to date with everything about The Jack Henry Show, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Finally, if you want to see what I'm thinking and posting during these shows, you can follow me on my other outlets like Instagram and Twitter simply at The Jack Henry Show. That's all for now. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, what is it?